All right, welcome to Talkin' Investing. I am Tom, and as always, this is not financial advice. Today, I want to talk to you about a company called Coinbase Global, stock ticker COIN, C-O-I-N. Coinbase has been in the news almost every day for the last week, and mostly for reasons that they would probably prefer to not be in the news, including which Cathie Wood's ARK Invest Fund just sold a bunch of Coinbase for the first time. So I want to go through all of that, talk about what's going on with Coinbase, talk about why it seems like almost every branch of the United States government has some interest in what these guys are doing right now, and are they a good investment or not? So we're going to try to dig in and see what's going on with them. So before I get going, please remember to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell, and also smash the like button if this is content that you're interested in. This is a little bit outside of the normal scope of my content. I do talk a lot about Bitcoin and the Bitcoin miners. I'm trying to expand that to the entire crypto ecosystem, so obviously that would include Coinbase. Let's get to it. Okay, Coinbase is up 6% today, and the market is having a good day today. The market had a great day yesterday, so there's a little bit of a rally going on here. Just to put it in perspective, today is July 28th. The Fed raised rates 75 basis points yesterday. That met expectations. The market, the NASDAQ in particular, was up over 4%. It's close to up 1% today. So there is a little bit of a rally going on. However, just before that, Coinbase had a very big pullback, and they find themselves in the middle of a lot of controversy. So I want to just quickly summarize what those controversies are. Then I'm going to go through an article from the Motley Fool because I think it's very interesting, and particularly their conclusion. This was on July 26th, which was this Tuesday. An ex-Coinbase manager has been charged with the first case of insider crypto trading. Okay, so I'm not going to read this whole article, but just essentially the highlights, the key points here, they say, are 3 people have been charged with an insider trading scheme involving cryptocurrency. Coinbase's ex-product manager is alleged to have provided confidential information on new digital asset listings. So to sum up, basically what happens is Coinbase adds coins to their listings that you can trade on Coinbase. So this individual, being the ex-product manager, had inside information as to which coins those would be and when they would be added. So it is alleged that he shared that information with others prior to them being listed on Coinbase, and obviously therefore people made a bunch of money that, was based off of insider information. So those are allegations. I don't know if they're true or not, but this is the first thing that landed Coinbase into the spotlight. Then, the same day, Coinbase under investigation after outburst against the SEC. So this article reads, did Coinbase tempt fate with last week's veiled attack on the Securities and Exchange Commission, just days after the leading U.S. crypto exchange admonished the SEC for inserting itself into an ongoing case of insider trading prosecuted under wire fraud? The company appears to find itself the subject of an investigation by Gary Gensler's powerful agency. Of course, Gary Gensler is head of the SEC. Citing 3 people familiar with the matter, Bloomberg reports that the SEC is looking into whether Coinbase improperly allowed Americans to trade digital assets that should have been registered as securities, once again drawing attention to the legal gray area under which crypto falls. Okay, so obviously more bad attention. You do not want an SEC probe. That's fairly obvious. Okay, and this is from Bloomberg. Funds controlled by Cathie Wood dumped Coinbase Global Inc. stock for the first time this year as the largest U.S. crypto exchange faces a probe. 3 ARK investment management funds sold slightly over 1.41 million shares, which were worth about $75 million as of Tuesday's close, according to ARK's daily trading data. Cathie Wood is obviously an extremely high-profile investor. Her ARK Invest funds are also extremely high-profile, particularly this ARK Innovation Fund. And they are one of the big shareholders of Coinbase and have been really, I think, since the IPO. So, and I'm just looking on Yahoo Finance, so this information is not all the way up to date, and it certainly does not include the sale that we just talked about. But this is Coinbase, and I'm looking at their major holders. So you'll see prior to that sale, ARK Investment Management had the second largest holding in Coinbase out of any investor. They had 8.9 million shares. Looks like that was valued at about $561 million. So again, they sold about 1.4 million shares valued at $75 million. So That still leaves them, I believe, probably still the second largest investor. Maybe that drops them down to third, but it does signal the first time they have started selling Coinbase stock versus buying Coinbase stock. Okay, so before I keep going, just a little bit about Coinbase. This is from their investor page. They have 98 plus million verified users. They have 309 billion quarterly volume traded, 256 billion assets on their platform. They're in over 100 countries and they have over 4,900 employees. So this is a very, very large organization, obviously across 100 countries and almost 100 million verified users. If we look at their market cap right now, even after they're up about 5.5% right now, they're at about $16 billion market cap. So just to put that in perspective, when they IPO'd back in April of 2021, they started right out of the gate at $70 billion. There was a lot of speculation maybe they were going to be $100 billion. Well, they were at 70, they pulled back, but back at the peak of cryptocurrency in November, on November 8th, they were still a $60 billion market cap company. So they have fallen drastically since then. And later we will take a look at the chart, but they have gone from 60 million down to 16 million, in an 8 or 9 month period of time. So that's a drastic decrease in their market cap. So that's just a little bit of background. If you guys want a deep dive on Coinbase, let me know, because obviously we can go a lot deeper than this, looking at their balance sheet, their income statement, their revenue forecasts, their income forecasts, looking at their business model. Do they have counterparty risk? Are they leveraged? There's so many questions with this type of a company. And obviously right now, these are the types of things that are being scrutinized inside of the cryptocurrency world. This is, for those of you familiar with the Voyager situation, this is a Voyager type company, only on a scale that is astronomically larger than Voyager Digital. Okay, so that brings me to the article that I want to read from The Motley Fool, and this was yesterday. 3 red flags for Coinbase's future. And I'm just going to skim over this because the most important part of this I want to read is their conclusion. So they start out 3 red flags. Number 1, the exchange business isn't that profitable long term. Okay, that sounds like a big one. Not profitable. Number 2, crypto's future is uncertain. Okay, that sounds a little bit more generic. That may fall into the category of FUD. And then number 3, there are major risk factors. I'm just going to read a little bit of this. 2 huge risks are regulation and innovation. Regulation hit Coinbase last week when one of its former employees was charged with insider trading, so we talked about that. The company was indirectly caught in the crossfire because the Securities and Exchange Commission had said in its charges that some tokens on Coinbase are securities and thus subject to regulation. So we talked about that as well. Regulation isn't inherently bad, especially for the crypto market, where more guardrails and rules are needed, but it is a risk that investors need to keep in mind. After they go through and say all of that, they have one paragraph at the bottom. Coinbase has upside, but lots of risk. So the person that wrote this concluded, I think there's value in Coinbase's stock because a $6.1 billion in cash on the balance sheet and a strong position in big markets like the US, but that doesn't make the company impervious. We've seen in the last few months how quickly crypto markets can shift and that risk needs to be understood by investors. For now, I think the reward outweighs the red flags. So that is not me saying that. That is the person who wrote this article. So I feel like that gets lost in this article. I feel like this is just a part of the great giant pile of FUD that is being piled on top of Coinbase, particularly over the last week. So again, this is not financial advice. I'm not telling anybody to buy this or sell this. I'm just trying to shed a little light on all the different things that they have going on. In addition to everything we just talked about, they were inserted into Congress recently because Congress is trying to pass a bill on stablecoins, and Janet Yellen from the Department of the Treasury interjected and basically said that she wanted some extra language in that bill relating to wallets, and that was based on something that Coinbase had said, that customers' wallets risked potential exposure in the case of a bankruptcy. So that derailed the stablecoin regulation temporarily. So Coinbase seems to just keep popping up. So the first thing I would hope for them is that this all simmers down a bit. Some of these things will work themselves out. Even the SEC probe oftentimes just ends up in fines of some sort. I mean, this is a very gray area. There are no regulations at the moment. So hence the risk factors and the uncertainties. So let's just look look at the chart for a minute. This is Coinbase on the 1-day time frame. If I go back from their November 8th high, and again, this is not their all-time high, which was at their IPO, until where they're trading right now, they're down about 83 or 84%. So, okay, so you can see dating back to May 4th, that's basically 2.5 months. They had a massive drop-off in May, and that was really on their earnings, it looks like. From their high on July 20th to their low on July 26th, so that's just 6 days, they were down about 33%. They have recovered part of the way back from that. And like I said, the stock market has had a nice rally over the course of the last 2 days. But that still leaves this stock, down 83 or 84%. I want to reiterate, this is not financial advice. This is obviously a highly volatile stock. The entire crypto ecosystem is extremely volatile, and Coinbase is no exception to that. There's lots of regulations coming. There's a lot of specific things going on with Coinbase themselves. However, the Motley Fool article we read did conclude that in that person's opinion, the reward outweighed the risk. So again, not financial advice from me. You guys got to make your own risk-reward assessment and see if this is something that you're interested in buying. So that's all I've got for you on Coinbase. Thanks so much for watching. And again, please remember to let me know in the comments if this is content that you're interested in. And if you made it this far, remember to subscribe to the channel and smash the like button. Thanks so much for watching, and we will see you in the next video.